Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of CSI Monday. And today we're going to be talking about... Yeah, I had to make sure it's episode 4. And today we're going to be talking about a company that a lot of people don't like because of the product they produce. And there's a group of people that do like them because of the product that they produce. Me personally, I'm okay with either one, but I actually do like this company a bit more because of what they're doing. Now, it does sound like I'm speaking in riddles, which I probably am. I'm not the Riddler, Batman. Please do not come and take me out. Let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to be talking about SASOL. I hope that did not hurt your ears at all. So SASOL, they produce petroleum, or as the Americans say, gasoline. Even though they say, oh, I'm going to fill up with gas, and it's just gas, but it's actually a liquid. I am going off track. So SASOL, they actually have their own CSI project. I'm not surprised by it, but I am surprised by what their CSI projects are. So let me just quickly run through them so you could actually get an idea what their CSIs are. It's kind of, I wouldn't say basic, it's not really out there, but it's something that you wouldn't really think about. So the first one is education and skills development. It makes sense because I think they want to educate people on how petroleum is actually gathered and what's the cons and the pros of it, and skills development, for technical stuff, if you want to go into that job with SASOL with, machinery, getting petroleum. The next one is community development. Now, this one does surprise some people, like some people in my office, like, oh, do you know SASOL actually has a CSI project for community development? What they do? I thought they destroy the land. In some areas they do, but they also build up communities. A lot of, mine companies and petrol companies, they actually have to do this thing where the area they're mining at, they have to sustain and either rebuild the area that they were recently at. You can go do some research on it. It's really interesting to just, read through on a Sunday afternoon when you're drinking tea, coffee, or water. And then the last one is, actually the second last one. This one is a big shocker. Well, not really. They have to. Environmental protection. They have to because they are damaging the environment and they want to keep the environment alive. So you judge for yourself how it is. I like the fact that they're doing that because it just shows that they're all conscious of what their product is doing and how they get the product is damaging to the environment. And the last one is employee volunteerism. Again, guys, like I said in the last episode, English is my only language. I'm just really bad at it. So let's get straight into this now. On their website, and I would recommend again, go look at their website. I will put a link in the description for it. So it's sasol.com/sustainability/social investment. Now, I would recommend because there is a lot of stuff that goes in depth and there's a lot of stuff that kind of just brushes over it. So let's go from the top, and I'm going to skip some stuff because a lot of it is just really condensed and I would have to make a part 2 to this video, which I don't want to start doing for this channel because then I'll be like, oh, it's a part 2. It's like every YouTuber or every TikToker. Find out in part 2. I'm not going to do that because, one, it's just stupid. And yeah, anyway, so let's get into it. So social investment. At SASOL, they work to create a positive and measurable socioeconomic impact, respond to the key solicited challenges in operational geographics and communities. There was a word that I could not pronounce for the life of me, but I did research. It's a fancy word for saying communities. Communities. Their approach and their promise to society is contribute to thriving host communities, partner to socioeconomic values, just and responsible transition, and place their key stakeholders and partners at the center of the implementation process. So pretty much what that last video is, I want to focus on that. It's holding those stakeholders accountable and showing them what the actual process of everything is, from the part of starting a CSI project all the way to the end of the CSI projects. CSI projects don't really end. They carry on for years and stuff, but it's a whole different video. I have to go into the lifespan of a CSI project, which I will actually be making. Anyways, and they're contributing to thriving host communities. So that's what I was saying before. It's kind of like, let me just move this forward so I can be like a Joe Rogan. mining and petroleum mining, kind of like the idea of parasites. Not saying they're parasites, is just an example. So with a parasite, it has to connect to the host to get resources from that. So mining and petroleum, they do the same thing. They go to an area as a parasite, and start getting sustainable resources from that area, which is the host community. So a lot of mining communities, a lot of mines that you see like in the south of Joburg, a lot of them have host communities, which those mines have to stay there and sustain them. Like in the news a couple weeks ago, I think there was an incident where there was an incident where there was, let me just start again. There was an incident where the owners of the mine weren't taking care of the community back there, and it sadly became a ghost town. And it seems like that's a rare thing to happen, how towns near mines become a ghost town, but it is actually a very common issue where a lot of these towns are hosting, the host communities, should we say, they become a ghost town because they become uninhabitable. They become unlivable. Again, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to work on my speech and everything, but we got this. And then they also have an execution. Their execution to intend this whole thing, it's a bit warming. But you guys judge for yourself whether you like it or not. Their investment results in enhanced economic participation, contributing to the growth and improved quality of life within their operating geographics and communities. Their social investment, which they're going to be calling, and I'm going to call SI every now and then in the video, approach is brought to life through multi-pronged, multi-year methodology to respond to the priorities of the communities. This is to ensure that they deliver impactful and relevant programs which creates shared value among various stakeholders. This is done intersecting the SASOL intent with their community properties and national, provincial, and local properties in their operating geographies and communities. And then below they show this whole graph thing, which which you guys will see right up over here. Okay, cool. So now let's move on to the stuff I stated earlier in the video. Okay, I'm just going to quickly... Okay. Now let me start with stuff that I stated earlier in the video. Education and skills development. We already know what that is, but the way SASOL is approaching it is their interventions focus on improving education outcomes in STEM, which contributes to global competitive innovation and social development. So they're pretty much just focusing on the core subjects. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, also known as STEM. Why are those important? Because a lot of your jobs, technical jobs, will require that. Engineering, you need science, engineering, you need science, engineering, and maths if you want to go to that field. For science, you need science and maths and a bit of engineering. They all tie up together. And English is just, I didn't say English. So science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Those are actually really important. Those are the core subjects of that. It's known as STEM. I would actually recommend to you guys to go research more about STEM, understand more about it. It is pretty good. I would make a whole video about it, but it's not really what we do here. We talk about tech and CSI, and I ain't no teacher. And they also do community development, which what they do is actually approaching the skills development, consider the nature, location, and scale of their activities in order to ensure that real and lasting value is created. So like I said before, if they create a mine or a place where they get petrol from, which is oil from the ground, then it's their responsibility to rebuild that community or sustain that community from it becoming, sadly, another ghost town. And the second last one, environmental protection. Their community environmental program is aimed to improve the quality of life, facilitating better access to community service and improving health outcomes linked to environmental risks. Now, why is this important to SASOL? Because they do cause a lot of environmental damage, and environmental damage actually leads to, affects human health. In a lot of the mining areas, you'll find that a lot of people have like breathing problems or lung problems because of all the air from the mining and the particles. It sounds like I don't want to talk about it. I do. It's just my brain ain't 100% functioning. And finally, their one is employee volunteerism. So they're trying to do good to uplift the employees. Employee volunteerism, SASOL for good, employee volunteering to uplift others. So they're trying to encourage the employees to do community projects that help lift up a community and kind of show the whole SASOL family is doing great and actually love what they're doing. Anyway, guys, that is episode 4 wrapped up. I do hope you enjoyed. And again, sorry for all the broken English. Me no so good. But yeah. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. And I will see you guys next time. Also, before I do go, I was gonna say something. Yeah, I'm keeping that all in, just a blank stare into nothingness. Also, I would like to say, thanks for actually supporting the channel. We have seen a number of subscribers, and it's really nice to see that. And I hope the channel keeps on growing. Anyway, guys, it was nice chatting, y'all, and I will speak to you guys in episode 5. I did that on purpose. I knew that we had to do episode 5. Anyway, guys, I will speak to you then.